Yo, 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 good afternoon and welcome back to Heavy Metal Devils. Danny here giving you the latest Manchester United news and lots of news today regarding Amrabat. We've got news about Eric Ten Hag indirectly speaking about Rasmus HOJLUND, a bit more on Harry Kane, and we've got some club departures as well. But yeah, lots to get stuck into this afternoon, but just before we do, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I cannot keep this channel going without your help, and it means so much to me. So do not forget to hit that subscribe button. Anyway, let's get into the news. Anyway, let's start with Sofyan Amrabat. Now, this is really heating up at the moment. Lots of news. It started with a tweet from a journalist in Morocco last night. Never heard of him. He had about 65,000 followers or so. So not exactly a small journalist in the Moroccan area. So he has said that Man United have agreed to the terms of Sofyan Amrabat. Now, what I'm seeing here is that Man United have agreed to the Sofyan Amrabat personal terms, not a deal with Fiorentina. Though we'll get onto Fiorentina in just a minute. This totally screams of personal terms being agreed between Manchester United and Amrabat. Now, that's just the first step in making him a Manchester United player. It seems like things are quite backwards these days. It used to be go to the club, sort out a deal, and then sort out personal terms. It's a bit different now. It seems like we go to the player first, sort those personal terms out, and then move on a deal with the club. It seems like that makes the process smoother. I'm not sure. When there's desire for the player to leave, it kind of puts the other club in a corner where they have to almost sell this player. So yeah, but coming on from Fiorentina's side, it looks like they are set to make a replacement for him. And I don't believe he's actually been included on their squad. Now, there's loads of sites right now saying that this will be done in the next few days. I don't agree with any of that. We need to get a striker done first. We're currently working extremely hard on the Rasmus HOJLUND deal, and that should be here we go probably by the end of the week. It's not unlikely, but it is quite rare for Manchester United to work on multiple deals at once, especially when a deal isn't as needed as what the striker is at the moment. And the Amrabat deal, I think, will happen in August if it does happen. I think this deal also hinges on us signing Harry Kane, which we can get into a bit later. But yeah, loads of news coming out saying, like this one right here, this is from a Twitter called United Exclusive. So I don't know who they are really, but it just says Sofyan Amrabat will join MUFC in the next few days. The final transfer fee will be around 27 million euros. That sounds on point. I heard 25 to 30 million euros or pounds will be that fee, but it is not happening in the next few days. We haven't even got a here we go. Nothing from Fabrizio Romano, nothing from DiMarzio in Italy as well, and he's been quite on point with everything we're doing. We've been in Italy now for almost a couple of months, taking players from Serie A. Mason Mount has been the only player we have not gone for Mason Mount is the only player outside Serie A that we've gone for. Sorry, get my words mixed up there, but yeah. It does look like this deal will happen. I did mention yesterday that this deal may not happen, but I said that all depends on what we want to do with Harry Kane. And now speaking about Harry Kane, according to Sportsmo, Football 365, The Express, the Manchester Evening News, a few other places as well, is that if it comes down to him choosing what club Harry Kane wants to go to, he's going to pick Manchester United. But now he has to convince Daniel Levy and Tottenham to allow him to be sold to Manchester United. Do I see this deal happening? No. I'd love it to happen. We'd have to make a whole load of sales with the likes of Harry Maguire, maybe Jadon Sancho. We've got Dean Henderson going. We've got a few more we'll touch in at the end of this video as well. We've actually done some selling of players already. I think our pot is around 25 million at the moment. But without selling at least 60 to 80 million pounds worth of players, there's no way we can get this Harry Kane deal done. He does prefer, we all know that if he had his choice, he would stay in the Premier League. He's only like 40 or 50 goals away from Alan Shearer's record. And we all know he wants to break that record, even though the robot across town at Manchester City seems to be on course to break that record pretty quickly. But anyway, on Harry Kane, it does look like he wants to come to Manchester United. He prefers it over to Bayern Munich. It makes sense. He gets to stay in England. He can probably still live near London. Manchester is only a couple hours away. Maybe have a weekend or weekday house in Manchester, goes back on the weekend. But, his family would probably prefer to stay in the UK. But I'd say this deal is very, very unlikely unless we can honestly sell a whole heap of players. I'm not worried about the financial fair play aspect of it, because if we do sell players, financial fair play won't be an issue. And another thing that could make this happen, but I believe it's too late, I said, is that if we do get a club takeover in the next week or so, that this could happen. But that I would say a club takeover in the next week is more unlikely than us signing Harry Kane in the next 2 months. Let's just say that. So I wouldn't expect anything on Harry Kane. If anything does happen on Harry Kane, it will be towards the end of the window if Bayern Munich don't bite. And here's one thing actually about Bayern Munich, and I saw this on another channel. You might know what channel it is. I'll throw them out. Stratford Paddock, awesome channel as well, by the way, guys. They made a good point about Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich don't really come out and talk about players they want to sign. They just do it. So they've been talking about Harry Kane now for what seems like a couple months, and they haven't done anything about it. And this is starting to point into the direction of them actually not signing Harry Kane. It's all speculation, but they did make a good point about Bayern Munich is usually tight-lipped on who they want to sign, and they just get the deals done. So I don't know. Maybe he won't go to Bayern Munich. I don't see why he would, to be honest. But yeah, let's keep eyes on this in August. I've said since almost my first video when we said Harry Kane and Manchester United is over, I said it is not over. Keep an eye on this deal until the transfer window closes. It's not over until it's over. There's going to be some interesting things happening with Harry Kane. But don't hold your breath on it. I'm just getting my hopes up a little bit. Could you imagine a scenario when we have Kane and HOJLUND in? That would really, really set the tone for now and the future for Manchester United. That is an extremely exciting, striking partnership right there. Anyway, moving on. Now, we've had a bit of other talks about, outgoings as well. But first, let's talk about one more incoming, which is Rasmus HOJLUND. We're not going to directly speak about Rasmus HOJLUND, but Erik ten Hag gave his presser yesterday about the upcoming games. He was questioned about what's happening with the striker position. And he said, we're working on that to get that deal done as fast as possible. We would have liked him. And he says him. He doesn't say we would have liked a striker, but he specifically says him to have joined us during the preseason tour, but some things don't work out that way. We look forward to him joining us as soon as as soon as he can. We are working very hard to complete this transfer as fast as possible. Something along those lines, he said. So, I don't know. To me, that sounds like he is speaking indirectly about Rasmus HOJLUND. We all know Rasmus HOJLUND is a massive Manchester United fan. Going even deeper, he is liking posts from certain United fan channels, i.e. the United Stand. I think even Stratford Paddock he's liked posts on. You can tell he's really, really, really keen on coming to Manchester United. He also has the same agent as Erik ten Hag. But I think it's interesting that Erik ten Hag doesn't go, oh, we would have liked a striker in by this time, or we would have, we need to sign a striker. He goes, no, we are working on signing him. We would have liked to have him in during the preseason. Now, he's speaking about a particular someone, and I 100% think that was Rasmus HOJLUND. Exciting. That deal, I think, is happening. 95% sure it is happening. I expect a here we go on Rasmus HOJLUND by the end of this week, if not Monday at the latest. Exciting times. And on as well, Rasmus HOJLUND, it looks like also Manchester United are being extremely firm on their price. They do not want to pay more than £60 million for Rasmus HOJLUND. And that's always been the case. It's never been 85 million, 90 million, 75 million pounds for Rasmus HOJLUND. Those prices have always been coming out of the UK side, not the Italian side. Fabrizio Romano has always said the fee will be between 60 and 70 million euros. So 60 million pounds would be around 65, 68 million euros. And I could expect some add-ons as well. It's going to be a similar deal to how the Andre Onana one and the Mason Mount deal has been. This has been the summer of add-ons. So this deal should get done with around, I would say around 50 million, 55 million pounds, I would say. And then another 8 to 10 in add-ons. I would assume goals, add-ons, appearance, add-ons. All I know is that if he does reach those add-on goals, we're doing good. So yeah, deal should be here we go in the coming days. I'm not going to say imminent. We'll not use that word, but I would say hopefully by the end of the week, we get a resolution and then here we go from Fabrizio Romano. Speaking of here we go out. Anthony Elanga has officially now left Manchester United. He has joined Nottingham Forest, I believe, on a £15 million deal. Just double checking that figure is correct. Yeah, looks like that is correct. £15 million. Yep, fee of £15 million coming out of BBC right there. So Anthony Elanga is on his way out. It's good for him, man. I think Nottingham Forest will be a good club. He needs to play more. He's not a Manchester United player, unfortunately, but I think he will do well at Nottingham Forest. And he might even be playing with another teammate of his in Dean Henderson. There's been talks about loans and stuff for Dean Henderson, a loan to buy. As long as it's a loan to buy, I'm okay with it, but we need to see these players start getting off the books. So it looks like Dean Henderson is set to join Nottingham Forest as well in the coming days. He's on tour at the moment, probably just trying to drive up that interest in Nottingham Forest. So yeah, Fred is going in the few days. I think he hasn't been on tour. He's not joining the tour. But yeah, so that's basically all the news. Lots of quite a few outgoings happening, smaller ones, and guys like Elanga happening, going out. But yeah, let me know what you think. Is Amrabat joining in the next few days? I don't think so, but I do think he'll join. Let me know what you think about Harry Kane's preference of Manchester United. And Erik ten Hag talking indirectly about Rasmus HOJLUND. Let me know what you think about all of that. And yeah, I'll have a preview of the Real Madrid versus Manchester United game coming out a bit later today as well. So keep your eyes all on that. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you all on the next one real soon. Later.